I just realized I had the wrong sound muted, but oh well. Now let's start the stream, and I'll try to update this tomorrow. Oh, oops, forgot about that. So I have not grinded this time. We're going back right where we left off. Which means we're gonna have to deal with Avlora and her army. I also realized today even that I did not even using quietest points last time. And didn't help that Roland kept missing. That did not help. Okay. Before we go, we also have to restock. That's something I did not do. Okay, so I'm gonna need... Wait. I have 17 of these? Oh, extra large ones. No. Oh no, I have 4. I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at in stock. Okay, that makes more sense. So let's go to 10. And also, let me check some. I was wondering, maybe have Medina join in to more healing. So I'm gonna be using a lot of items, but double item might be really helpful. Long toss. What's this one again? Use a swift spice to move an ally's turn right after her. That could be really good. So let's look for a swift spice. Swift spice. I have only 1. There we go. 5. Quietest. Can I get anything here? Miss opportunity. I wonder if that will revitalize. Maybe. But rejuvenate is also very good. But use 4 and 3 points. Yeah, maybe just a full heal would be better, because wait, I got a Metal Valor? Hold up. I can promote somebody. I did not realize that. Okay. What is this gonna change for me? Shielding stats. Take 50% of the damage for a selected ally. Roland. Spring in your step. Increase your movement by 1. Clear weather. Remain calm. Grants immunity to silence. Fear and temptation. Magic ablaze. Increase your magic attack when on a square that is set ablaze. That is such a weird option. Fight or flight. Increase your movement by 1. Increase damage dealt when taking cover. I totally forgot about this one as well. So basically you'll take cover and then attack. That's for defense. Decrease damage. Oh yeah. Avlora has this. The rest don't really matter. So weird that she has such a small amount. Switch place, I'm guessing you switch with the decoy. Okay. But also we have to look at the buffs they get. Maybe. I'm thinking between Serenoa, Roland, and Anna. Maybe Anna would be a good choice, because she has the double attack, she has the reviving ring. And this increases her defense as well. There we go. Now I need sight on my setup for the fight. I had a couple ideas what to have, but I'm not sure if I should keep Benedict or not, because I feel like his defense buff is very good. I can also use one of his bigger buffs that gives a character 2x or X right after him. Archbold might also be good. So what is set right now? I feel like her decoy helping distract the enemy. Just thinking of adding Medina. So for range attack, what do I have? Do I have just Narv and Frederica, even though Narv I'm also planning to use? Like, such a lack of range attack, which is also why I wanted Archbold. But I believe she has armor. She has 38 physical strength. Oh yeah, she has armor. So I would have to use the edge shot on her.
The honor is mine.
Yeah, I felt a lack of ranged units, but let's see here, what can I do with this? Something like this? Let's try.
Everything rests on this, Serenoa.
Oh yeah.
We must do whatever it takes to win.
Except if I fail, then I reset and
I know. No doubt Avlora will be different.
oh, she is.
my master. Come.
I see a path to victory.
Okay. So, two-fold turn and now can be very helpful. Also, let me check out the quietness I have. Critical blow. Okay. Light wave. Move an ally. I don't get this one. If the ally is charging or casting. When do I ever have a multi-turn charging or casting? Recover an ally's HP, which is very good. Battle Cry. Grant 3 TP. Tandem. Move an ally direct after your own. These three are gonna be very useful, and I have enough for all of them. And critical blow too. Though I guess I can use light wave. So for now we're just gonna focus on these.
Stay composed.
We'll get him yet.
My turn. I will end this.
I don't know if they spawned because I went up here or not. So like, if I don't go up there, are they gonna spawn?
Shadows conceal me.
Yep, they're going around the bush. Not very much, not a lot of defense. He can move 4. 1, 2, 3.
Now what to do? Take this.
Okay, it's better to miss against this guy than against Avlora. That's right, they have 2 shield bearers. I should have some mages. So Narv and Federico are gonna be the ones. They're obligated to take care of them. Can I? I can.
Now I end this. That hit the mark.
Crit. Cool, cool.
Come at me. Show me what you're made of.
What'd that help with? Nothing really.
I hope you're watching, Grandfather.
Just charge up. Is a healer gonna be next, or is that a mage? A healer. Yeah. That's a problem, because that regain heals way too much.
Ready or not, here I come! Whoopsie! I did it!
Oh, level up. Cool, cool.
Shall we begin?
Probably gonna need here right now. It's a bowman. Yeah, all those troops advance. I don't like that move. Especially for Avlora with all her HP, it heals way too much.
Let me show you.
And
what
she
I
had
learned.
that what's the name again? No. The desperate defense, which half the isn't half damage, but it's lower damage when below half. As far as we know, it might as well be half damage.
I shall try my level best.
No.
Breathe rested.
I shall do my best.
I'm probably just gonna stick to the bulwark.
My turn.
To 100. No, you don't each come up bad. Oh, I guess there are no one.
Impressed?
And that lowers his attack. It's not gonna be great against
You are
Avlora.
so naive.
I won't lose.
I'm in.
You don't stand a chance. Yes.
Kinda asking for it.
Whatever it takes.
How much health did he lose? Almost 100. Oh, hey Susie. Welcome. I was wondering why you weren't joining. How much is that gonna heal? 65. Okay. Oh, I cannot do it from there. Can I do it from over here?
Here you go.
This will help.
Face me if you dare.
Was it? Okay, there we go. She's backing away.
Choices.
Give me some time to. There we go.
Ha! That must have hurt.
Okay, now there's fun.
Defeat
So,
not enough.
because there's 3 convictions here. There's 3 types of conviction to follow. And depending on them, it kind of gives way to the story. For example, right now, we were between 3 plans to enact to take back the kingdom. I chose one of them, that I attack the ships and get into the castle secretly to just fight the general instead of having a war.
On your guard.
Okay, her regain, I think there's only 1 turn left. Sanctuary, he was 68.
I can heal too.
There we go, just making sure he's full health.
Shall we begin?
Everyone's full health right now, so let's just skip turn. Get her next turn faster. Also, let's skip your turn to make it faster. Oh, going after the bowman.
I fight for peace.
I can do this. Because it costs 2. I'll recover 1. And next turn I'll get the other one back. So, all good.
I've been waiting for this.
Aerodor. Let's have him be close. So it'd be right in the middle. Or here? Oh, that back strike. An electric game board?
I shall try my level best.
Oh, you're talking about the fact that they're all squares?
Let us seal our defenses.
Much appreciated.
Hmm. Is her on the cover gonna go away now? Yes. Yes, it will.
Might.
Okay, she's staying back. Her regain's gone. Hopefully there won't be more.
I won't lose.
I'll do my best. For the greater good.
Just tossing some healing here. Hopefully
Here you go.
the bowman won't attack her.
Cool heads shall prevail. Be at ease.
Sorry to worry.
Stop with those crippling blows.
Impressed?
Crippling blow again.
And where shall we strike?
Oh, he's turned this way.
Death from above.
This game specific that you're talking about? Really? Really? So basically there were 3 kingdoms. We were gonna, I think, another one's paralyzed. I mean, there's cats in the village, sure. Cats exist in this world, if that's what you're asking.
I'll take you on.
Face me if you dare.
Is she gonna go in? Nope, not yet. There goes the decoy.
My turn.
Um,
This is the end.
it came out. Was it this month or last? I think it was last month. No, wait, it's this month. Beginning of this month. It came out at the beginning of this month. Going.
I shall try my level best.
Nope, not that one. This one.
Stay composed.
Yeah, it's a very recent game. Oh. Stay here. You can call in another decoy. Which I... Okay. No, I'm gonna save up that.
You don't stand a chance.
You can't be a cat. Okay, she's still staying back. Can I reach her from here? Okay, I don't even need to be over there. Over here. Perfect. Close. Yeah, that too. They are loud.
Sorry to worry you.
I'll make you proud, grandfather.
Defeat is not an option. Death from above.
What do you mean yet?
Whatever it takes.
Destroying the recovery pellets around. Just keep everyone topped off. As we learn, we can... Ooh. That would actually be very good. But this one, I won't lose. More reinforcement. Is this one she goes in? Okay, using the regain on the other one.
Choices.
That's fine. When are my healers gonna go? Gila, it's 19. And where's Medina's 21? Nar's 22. Oof, they are all very late. I think I'm just gonna heal myself up.
Now.
Maybe the fact that we're all grouped up and that group silence. They just silenced Gila. Right? Yep. Gila is silenced. Milo is also silenced, which is not great. Benedict is also... Oh my god. Actually, a whole group of people here was not great that they silenced. I mean, it's CPU. It's a story.
I've been waiting for this.
They have a giant army, but I'm more worried about the general there. That group silence was not great. Like, silence, 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 silence. Like, ugh. Chess? Why chess? She's starting to move up. Let's just speed up our turn. Attacking the healer, that's good. There's so many enemies. Yes, I'm aware you're silenced. You're one of the units I need to be able to use spells the most.
My growth is plain to see.
For the honor of House Wolford. On your guard.
Count on me.
What are you talking about? Benedict? Okay, I could go for a double item. No. I only have one more.
Here you go. I'm here to help.
I really should get more silence
Show you
healing.
what I can do. Guess here would be the best option. Just hold on, everyone.
No, don't do that. No. That's gonna be a pain. Let's stay here. Wait. Why did she... Remain and recover cancels out to take cover?
I will end this.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks a lot.
Flames, heed my call.
Yeah, the music's pretty nice in
For
this
a
game.
better world.
Can't really do anything here. Let's just heal them up. We're gonna be Good dodge.
Face me if you dare.
I hate that life magic.
Any who do not wish, you'll be nothing but a
Okay,
blood
yeah.
stain upon
Use
my
risky
blade.
maneuver on her.
I see a path to
Good dodge.
Let us steel our defenses.
Also, yeah, risk maneuver has no problem because she heals up. So. Okay, the music's picking up now. Good, good. Oh, gonna go after her. No more silence.
So you survived, Dawn Spear?
Yeah.
My blade.
Oh. I did not expect the range from the Hawk Knights. Where's my counter?
I struck true.
Okay, so still have to take cover.
This is the end. Me next. Ha! Sound strike. My turn.
Yeah, it's going, guys.
I struck you
She's
down.
using that move. I guess one person.
Aesfrost, my mask stays on until last.
Yeah, yeah.
I am finished.
His defense is up.
Surrender.
Oof, that did a lot of damage. Please. Okay, perfect. Okay, so. Okay, so here's how it goes. There's a turn at the bottom. No, the blue ones are my characters. The red ones are the enemy. So there's a turns at the bottom. When the character's turns, I can choose to move them and to act. There's the actions I can take. Now I can also use items. You're on grayscale. What?
Thank you.
That's at another point in the story. In the game. Oh. Let's just. You know what?
I need this.
Well, these characters here at the bottom are my characters, while the other ones are the enemy.
Count on me.
I can do. Well, Picoletta's 11. So, to her turn, we have the Battle Mage, the Healer, Now the ooh, the battle mage's good. Yeah, we're gonna want the battle mage. 3, 6. No, well,
Here you go.
I think the only one that can attack is the.
Source.
Much difference, huh? I'm healing that.
Together. Sounds right. Let me show you what I've learned. Stay right there.
Yeah, it really does. I did not expect the spark on the water. It just spread for almost everyone. Okay, that spark is being dumb because that amount of damage. Air door would have been very clutch. I mean, surface area I'm defending. So I lose if this guy here dies. This guy. If this guy dies, I lose. And I'm gonna have to try to defeat her, which is very hard. Like they paralyze so many people. Sir Noah got paralyzed. Benedict got paralyzed. But like that lightning dealt damage to everyone. Oh yeah, I have 10 characters. Well, 9 now because one of them went down.
Here.
Flee while you have the chance.
She's going after Milo. Oh, he's going after Gila.
No!
They're just ignoring the decoy.
I will end this.
This is troublesome.
Allow me. Sounds right.
Yeah.
Victory is within reach. They're good. This is what I do. I'm just getting started.
Forward.
You're gonna need to heal up.
Use this. Thank you.
I'll do my utmost.
Now time to start dropping the double healing. Sure, let's go with that.
Here you go. Thanks. Here I come. Use this. Choices.
That's a good idea. Debuff her and have.
Allow me.
Stop doing that. That regain, because it's based on max health, and she has so much health that the regain gives her 100 health every turn.
There is no mercy on the battlefield.
Okay, so Noah.
Our victory is assured.
Let the show begin.
That decoy is not doing much for me. And there goes the decoy. Just like that, it's gone. Okay. So I feel like I should ignore her right now and go after the others. That's not gonna be enough. No, she's definitely not a decoy. She's the biggest threat for sure.
My lance strikes true.
And there's this guy over here.
Rest.
Nope.
Sounds right.
Poison, good, good. And now let's take cover.
Shall we begin?
Okay. Whoosh. Heal Sir Noah. Sure.
My thanks. For the honor of House Wolford.
Hmm. Okay, let's.
For the greater good.
Just heal the other ones.
Here you go. Thank you.
Going as a Coletta.
I'll show you what I can do. Just hold on, everyone.
Okay,
Thanks.
keeping everyone healed up.
Now what to do?
That takes care of that guy.
I've never felt better. Face me
Avlora's
if
gonna
you
be a
dare.
big problem.
I do not leave survivors. Yeah. I will
Okay,
end this.
okay. Ooh, so close. Like, very close. Is there anyone that's gonna go before Benedict? No. Okay then. Just gonna... Can I defeat that guy from where she is right now? I can. No need to move. Wait. Wasn't the guy I was aiming for, but... Sure. I was aiming for the other one that was weakened. Okay, that's a problem.
I shall try my level best.
5. This is a... He's paralyzed, okay. Safe for now. Where he was, he can aim that, right? Yeah, okay. I think he's safe over there.
Ready for more.
For the future of House Wolf. My stratagem is superior.
Not a time to be missing.
Not over yet.
Okay. Gila's 8. You're a 7. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Got it. I missed a extra. Gonna hope this will be enough for now.
Tides are turning.
I could also have Serenoa to use it as well. Good dot. He's gonna do the same thing. Yep. Ice arrow, actually. Picoletta's in trouble.
Victory is within reach. It's over.
That's one archer down.
Where shall we strike?
Okay. Medina can actually heal her up.
Use it.
Just gonna...
Count on me. Here you go. have the chance.
Yeah.
I'll cut you all down. Shall we begin?
Okay. I can do this to heal up the damage you just did.
Much appreciated.
There we go.
I'll show you what I can do.
I should not do this because I'm gonna damage my units a lot. I wish I could reach there. Did the sound just cut? Let me just fix that. There we go. This will deal damage to both. So sure, let's go with that one. Good dodge.
Allow me.
She can defeat one of them of her choice. Let's defeat the shield bearer. Frederica's coming clutch. She's wiping out a lot of the enemies.
Now what to do? Dance poison.
There is no mercy on the battlefield.
Okay, let's see. We both have the shield. Okay, that one's. Let's protect Medina then.
This helps. Thanks.
Since she's right in front of Avlora. Yes, don't do anything, please. Of course you're gonna heal him.
I won't lose.
Like, I'm kind of worried of sending... Yeah, especially when he's not full health. A silence. And silence might heal it. That's the worst part.
Face me if you dare. I'll cut you all down. Your orders?
Ooh, it's actually not enough to kill him.
Victory is within reach. Allow me. Sound strike.
He's gonna survive one more turn.
You left yourself open.
Ow.
Where shall we strike?
Yeah, the battle mage is a bigger problem.
I'll be okay. Here you go. I can use this for good.
I'm running out of this healing. There we go.
Sorry to worry.
No problem. Scorch.
The fruits of my studies. I did it.
Oh, and he's poison as well. I forgot about that. Where's the counter? Frederica is also silenced. Oh my god.
Now what to do? It's been fun. Flee while you're at the chance.
Yeah. Oh. So much for the decoy. It lasted one turn. Um, 40. Yeah, I think you.
I won't lose. Here you go.
Yep, you're. That's why I'm focusing on all the rest. Should leave just her. The poison's gonna kill that guy, so I'm not even gonna worry about him. I should have healed then used take cover, because I think if I use the healing afterwards.
Defeat is not an option.
Gotta stay guard here. Yeah. Do you want him to face another way, or? Nope. Oh, you can't have him. You can't have him. Yeah, let's just pass the turn.
I will crush you. I do not leave survivors.
She really doesn't not like Milo. No.
I'll show you what I can do.
Wait. She can actually use this and stay full health. Evie is a true streamer. I don't think I have headphones small enough for it. Baby headphones. No, you're not gonna move, because otherwise she'll be able to attack Frederica. Using it on yourself. $50. Surprises him. Okay, can I see how? Actually, just only 39 though.
For life.
For the honor of House Voltor.
Yeah, that's not gonna delay her enough. And actually, I want. What's her max out? Okay. Actually, I want Sheila to be after her so that she can repair the damage. And she. And Sereno is paralyzed.
I'll do my utmost. Here you go.
I will crush you.
Of course.
Let me heal your wounds.
There we go.
Allow me.
Repairing the damage.
Sorry to worry.
All good.
Allow me.
Can I? I can.
Heed my call.
No, there are. So bird eye. If I can lower it like this, but I cannot get any closer. There's no zooming in. Oh, I'm in. Yeah, this is the closest I can zoom in. I was just pointing upwards because it's easier to see everyone's position. But yeah, I can also do lower.
Time for sorcery.
Actually, I think here would be a good heal.
You have my gratitude.
I wish I could go here and just attack that guy. But if I do that, I'm gonna open up and she's gonna be able to attack Gila or Federica. I mean, Benedict can come in and cover, so sure. I keep forgetting about opportunity attacks. You said to do it! Yeah, I'm covering here. Okay, nobody has any defense.
Let us seal our defenses.
Our victory is assured.
She's probably gonna go after Roland.
Let's play.
So let's lower.
How's this? I'll do my
He's fine. Here, something to distract her.
I need a healer.
Oh, okay, yeah, you actually do. I just saw your health. When's Gila gonna go again? 6. Please. Let's just go for it. Sure.
I'll take this.
I will crush you. Uninvited guests.
No need to attack Serenoa, but yeah, just you and the healer.
For the greater good. Here you go.
My thanks.
I mean, they are uninvited guests.
That hit the
Good
mark.
crit.
Let me heal your wounds. Let me. Thank you. I'll show you
Frederica's just sweeping, just cleaning up the enemies. The KO TPs was really a really good choice.
If I must destroy myself, I feel right.
Good dodge! A backstrike risky maneuver would have been devastating. Okay, now we got just her, and she has no healer. Now is where we're going. We'll go hard on this.
There is no mercy on that.
Twofold turn. Sarah, no.
We must move fast.
Okay, I think we got this now. Let's debuff her, take out her TP.
Take this. Fear not, here I come.
Too slow.
TP is basically her MP, by the way.
Whatever it takes.
And that's why I corrected you.
Here you go. Thank you.
Defeat is not an option.
Okay, delaying won't do much, so let's
Death from above.
go Hawk Dive.
Now. Did you see that? On your guard.
Maybe
Now.
Roland would have been a better choice. It's for
Shall we begin? Be at ease. Stronger than you look. Here I come.
Do you have any resistance? Nope. Okay. Okay. Sure. Benedict. Sure, Picoletta, you're the one that's gonna heal them.
Don't be afraid.
My last strikes true. Too slow. For my kingdom.
I fight for peace.
When did you get 4 TP, Frederica? And once again, I did not use any quietest points.
My turn. Just too slow.
There is no mercy on that.
Just making sure he won't fall.
Splendid.
Let the show begin.
Sorry to worry.
Now what to do?
Let's just keep debuffing you, making sure you don't have the power to fight back.
Do they have the upper hand? Hey!
Yes, I do have the upper hand. Thanks for finally realizing that. Oh, and I think Roland's gonna be able to get the final blow.
Yes.
I'll do my utmost.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, Medina came in clutch. I was not putting faith on her before this, but
I'm just getting started.
in this battle she was very helpful. And there we go. You know what, Roland? Just a basic attack here. Quite perfect that Roland was the one to do it.
This is as far as I go.
I used a whole bunch of items. I'm gonna have to restock, but it was worth it. Another Medal of Valor. You know what, Roland? I think you deserve that promotion. Then again, Frederica also did great. And now I'm in doubt again. I'll think up.
We have won. You are finished, General Avlora.
How have we failed?
Stop!
Oh yeah.
Please, you've already won.
So are we gonna have
No, not yet.
Roland taking off the mask?
Stand before the people and declare victory while our enemy yet lives.
This is the reality of war, Queen Cordelia. Do me the honor of witnessing my final moments.
General!
Glenbrook demands justice. Step aside, Your Majesty.
Then I beg you, as Queen of Glenbrook, do not do this. Spare her, please. I cannot bear this cruelty.
To be fair, Avlora was actually a good person from Aesfrost.
Let us end this war and spill no further blood in its name.
Okay. Impressive, Roland accepted.
Still cry out for vengeance. For them, I will see her dead.
Oh. What?
Wait, is that...
And now he's gonna reveal it. But he said...
Roland, is
What
that...
he said was conflicting.
Roland Glenbrook. Back from the dead.
One and only.
Let us settle this once and for all, Avlora.
Here it is.
What are you saying, Prince Roland?
Yeah.
There is no need for you to take such a risk.
No, but indulge me this one last time. Allow me to finish it on my terms.
So you're gonna do a 1v1 with her?
Very well.
So you wish to duel me before the throne? Fine. I accept your challenge.
Not here. Come.
And where are you guys gonna do it at? At the throne room? Ah, at the bridge. Right where she fought Maxwell.
I defeated Maxwell.
Yeah. I'm surprised we're able to just walk here. That's why I did not suggest this.
Mock me for being sentimental if you wish. I care not.
So they're gonna have a fight to the death?
Tis not something I hold in contempt. But your sentimentality will not save you from the same fate as your master.
And she's using the bloody cross. She's going all out. Oh. He actually thought of dodging that. Right? All that charge up.
Victory is mine.
And good job, Roland. You actually defeated her. Granted, she was weakened, but still.
To protect Cordelia in my stead.
She's gonna... Okay.
General Avlora!
But is she dead though? Because she just jumped into the water. Or was that less stab, actually enough to.
Roland casts off his mask and defeats Avlora in a duel, though her body falls into the Roselia River and is lost. After a momentary withdrawal, the Hyzantian forces attack the Crown City again when word of General Avlora's demise reaches them. The Aesfrosti army folds quickly without anyone to lead them.
And they also cannot ask for backup or to run away. Because we took care of the boat. Yay!
They secure the Crown City just as dawn breaks, though the battle has not left the city or its people unscathed.
Well, we tried to leave them as unscathed as possible. Wow. Look at the devastation.
It is finished.
But the road ahead is long and arduous. Glenbrook's wounds run deep.
Oh yeah, for sure. And there's still Gustadolf to take care of.
We will make sure it does. There is nothing the combined might of the Glenbrook royal line and House Wolford cannot achieve. Right you
Oh,
are.
good luck with the headache.
To have you
Bye
by my side,
bye.
friend.
There we go. Chapter 14.
Overwhelmed by the forces of House Wolford, Aesfrost's troops are scattered and driven from the Crown City. Glenbrook, at last, is free. Several days after this fateful battle, Queen Cordelia announces her intent to abdicate the throne and make way for another. Roland Glenbrook, his face no longer hidden from the world, will take his rightful place at the seat of power. With the prince's friends having only just finished grieving his death, and his enemies having only just finished toasting to it, this news shocks the foundations not only of Glenbrook, but of Nozelia itself. Prince Roland has proven his pedigree by storming the walls of Whitehall and routing his enemies, delivering his sister to safety in the process. The prince becomes king, and condemns the schemes of Gustadolf, making known Aesfrost's plot to usurp the throne. However, the people's reaction to this news is not quite a chorus of approval.
Yeah.
It is plain that the ravages of war and a shameless subjugation have left an indelible mark on the once prosperous nation.
Now imagine if we actually used the dam.
Glenbrook is behind them. Serenoa and the rest of the city's liberators must make ready for a struggle of an entirely different sort.
Glory shall find you. Okay.
Congratulations on returning to your rightful throne, King Roland. Ah, you returned.
Well, what about Cordelia? What
My
happened to her?
friend, a word. Yes. I am honored to have had you by my side on this journey. To be able to call you friend. As am I, Roland.
Your Majesty, representatives from Hyzant have arrived.
Yep. There's
We shan't make undue demands for
Exam,
your time, King.
Kento,
We simply come to say farewell.
Milo, and
Without
Lila?
your aid, my people would still be under Aesfrost's iron rule. Glenbrook owes you a debt of gratitude.
And those depths are quite
Consider
problematic.
the paid.
Yeah,
The
Layla.
knowledge we gleaned of Elfric's capabilities was more than worth our
Okay,
troubles.
there we go. No depth.
Indeed, it surpassed my every expectation. The Holy One is sure to be pleased with the results.
Your Majesty, can we trust you to lift the embargo and keep Aesfrost subdued?
Of course. Lord Wolford has promised his full cooperation in that regard.
What's up, Exum?
Your Majesty, lest you misunderstand your friend's position, allow me to make one matter abundantly clear. Minister Serenoa is of the Saintly Seven. He is not to serve at your whims, but by the grace of the Hierophant.
So you're saying he's part of Hyzen and
understand.
not Glenbrook?
But he is also a Lord of Glenbrook. More importantly, he is my friend. As such, I would ask for his assistance in the days ahead, as I have in days past.
Oh god.
Your Majesty, it is plain that the friendship between you two runs deep.
Mhm.
However, the rules of politics are old and immutable.
And what does the Lord himself think of his new position?
Of course, I am grateful for the honor Hyzant has bestowed upon me. I will do all in my power to serve both the Hierophant and King Roland with all faithfulness.
In other words, the Hierophant does not have your full loyalty.
Well,
Yeah.
Glenbrook and Hyzant are to be two nations united in purpose. Surely it is reasonable that Lord Serenoa acts in service to both. Perhaps King Roland and the Hierophant should discuss my lord's role together.
You are right. Of
Maybe
course.
Sereno
Islam
can be
brings
the
us
ambassador
symbolizes-
of their union.
Very well. I hope to meet with the Holy One as soon as my duties allow.
What's up, Exum?
I expect busy days ahead for you, Serenoa. Be prepared.
Oh, of course, he got double the duties.
certainly, Your Majesty.
Milo shall stay in Glenbrook for the time being. If there is aught she can assist you with, consider her at your complete
Okay, so
disposal.
Milo's staying.
Remember, Milo, that you are the symbol of friendship between our two nations.
But of course, I live to serve, Minister.
And with that, we shall take our leave.
May we meet again soon.
They leave us with a spy. It seems we
Yeah,
still haven't
I was
won their
thinking that.
trust entirely.
Whatever secrets they uncover will only attest to our commitment to the friendship
Oh.
between us.
Still, their
I
actions
thought
speak
you left
volumes.
because of the headache.
Their aid has not come without expectation of just recompense. Already they seek to make Lord Serenoa their puppet.
But we need Hyzant's aid to crush Aesfrost.
By the same token, we cannot resist Hyzant without Aesfrost's might. And once Aesfrost is laid low, Glenbrook will have served its purpose. What then would stop Hyzant from tightening their grip?
Just as they did with the Roselle. The injustice I saw at the
Oh.
source is not something I'll soon forget.
So much conversation then.
If you require proof of Hyzant's true nature, you need only remember.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
You're
This
not
country is my home. Built by
goody
my
goody
father
two
and the kings
shoes.
before him. Safeguarded by my sister and generations of my forebears. I will rebuild it. Restore its glory and its pride. We will not be treated as dogs at the end of a leash.
For now, we must look within. Only after that work is done should we look without.
I know within, but I never thought of using without in that sense.
Oh,
Not
Yes,
every
you-
dog, Susie.
May
And
we speak
you.
for a moment?
Of course, brother. My apologies. I'm so happy you're alive. It's just, I believed you dead for so long.
I understand. But hiding from the world was the only way.
You needn't explain. I don't blame you in the least.
Thank you. About General Avlora.
Avlora, she was...
She was a servant of Aesfrost. Our enemy.
You don't have the whole picture, Roland. Calm down.
I know.
You know there was no room for mercy. Not if we wanted to win back Glenbrook. Not if I wanted to rescue you from Aesfrost's clutches. However, I thought you deserved to know. She did have parting words. She asked me to protect you in her stead. It seems she cared for you. In her own way.
Mm-hmm.
She did. She was harsh, but always kind.
Kind of weird sentence,
Our
but
scouts are yet
makes
searching
sense
for her,
somehow.
But her wounds were grave. I fear when we find her, she will...
Okay, so it's not confirmed that she's dead. It's just expected.
What's wrong?
I'm fine. I simply need to rest.
Yeah, there's some big news.
Fine. I think not. I'll call a healer.
No. This whole time, I've refused to show even a moment of weakness. It seems my efforts have taken a toll.
This in particular is being a long cutscene.
You did well, sister.
But I don't think the cutscenes are this long.
I'm here. And I won't leave you again. But please, visit the infirmary. Some bed rest will surely set both of our minds at ease.
Thank you. I'm glad to see your trials haven't stripped you of your kindness. Welcome home, brother.
So, the Crown City has fallen. I see. And what of General Avlora?
She fell into the Norsalia River and has not been seen since.
And my siblings, Thalos and Erica?
They're dead.
They died, fighting bravely in battle. My condolences, Your Grace.
Surprisingly enough, I'll accept that they fought bravely in battle.
I have fewer pieces on the board than ever now.
Pieces. Really is true what they say about him.
Yeah, he considered Avlora and even his siblings just pieces, just pawns.
Or was my more grievous error to be taken in by the prince's false death? Regardless, I was a fool to show House Wolford any mercy.
Your Grace, reports from the battlefield tell of an unknown weapon being brought to bear against our forces.
Oh?
The
Continue.
Elfric,
They say
right?
it sank one of our ships in a blast of purple.
Our iron, our pride, torn apart like sheets of parchment before a storm. We mustn't allow Hyzant to think they've won the upper hand. I intend to answer their weapon with one of my own.
Oh yeah, you had a weapon that you were building, huh? Lori should find you completed. And Susie's bored and posting some emotes, huh?
After retaking Whiteholm Castle, Roland assumes the throne. Joy over the return of the line of Glenbrook sweeps the kingdom.
Okay.
Yet not everyone is quick to welcome Roland back with open arms. Life under Aesfrosty rule treated them well, and they suspect him to be naught but a figurehead of a puppet.
Okay, chill with the emote, Susie.
Roland's absence, it seems, made room for discord among his subjects to flourish.
I'm a bit familiar with this whole progress. Somebody else takes the nation, actually treats the city folk well, and then they take it back, and now the city's folks are disgruntled.
So that is what happened in my absence.
Yes. Gustadolf was a clever ruler. After the invasion, Patriot and his royalists cozied up to Aesfrost in order to protect themselves. Gustadolf used them to his every advantage. He stripped them of their privileges and left them nothing but their governing responsibilities. I don't think Patriot much cared for that, but it did ensure everything continued smoothly without interrupting the people's lives.
Now I understand why there was little unrest after the occupation began.
A clean, effective takeover by a well-seasoned commander.
But all the while, he was preparing to face the next conflict.
Wait, does he intend to march on Hyzant next?
Of course.
I believe so. I wish I could be more specific. But the goddess shield cannot protect the Holy State's capital from Aesfrost. Not anymore. He said it will all be over once the death snell is ready.
Death Snail. Ulfric, Death Snail.
A new weapon born from the coupling of his frosty ironworking and explosive projectiles. Thalos claimed it is powerful enough to break through the goddess's shield.
To think Aesfrost is capable of creating such a monstrosity.
So much for their reign of peace. Taking over Glenbrook was only the first move in a bigger gambit to seize the source.
I'm disturbed to learn of Gustadolf's plan. But rebuilding our capital must take priority.
Very well. We should investigate the extent of the damage and discuss how best to proceed from there. House Wolford will lend whatever aid you need.
I mean, if anything, Sir Noah can let them know, let Hyzant know about it.
Keep an eye on Hyzant as well.
Yeah. What's going on, Cordelia?
Cordelia? Apologies. A brief spell of dizziness.
I've been looking everywhere for you, Your Highness.
Oh, Patriot.
Patriot.
I don't recall giving you leave of the infirmary. Your injuries are still healing.
What injuries?
I do all the trouble I went through to get you the best of care. Pray, return to the infirmary at once.
It wouldn't do to push yourself, Cordelia. Rest now. Leave everything to me.
All right.
We got a pretty good understanding of the damage in the capital, my lord. It's a tad more than we were expecting.
How did this all happen?
And we must make haste with the repairs. Let's report this to Hyzant and see what aid they can give us. Was there anything of note besides damage?
There ain't an easy way of putting this, but not everyone's exactly pleased to hear Prince Roland's return.
Yeah.
Aesfrost exempted Glenbrook's subjects from the salt tax. Likely a bid to get in everyone's good graces. A damn good one at that. But more than that, the so-called freedom Gustadolf brought to the kingdom seems to have made a splash. He threw out the old ways and made it so anyone could better their lot in life depending on their ability instead of their birthright.
That's actually a good one.
Then the people must have looked quite favorably upon Gustadolf's rule.
I wager folks ain't too pleased to see us, since they figure it means things will go back to how they used to be.
Roland surmised as much. We must do something to show the people his is a return worth celebrating.
Anna, Have you looked into the state of affairs in the castle?
Yes. The head of the Royalists, Minister Patria, is extending his influence. He made quite the name for himself, even under Gustav. Though he seems eager enough to support King Roland, he was just as eager to serve the Archduke. I do not believe we can trust him.
Yeah, loyal is not in his dictionary. Oh, hello there.
Distinguished members of House Wolford,
I didn't say anything.
how hard you are all working to rebuild our capital. What a delightful thing to see.
Minister, you do us a great honor visiting us out of all the many other responsibilities that must vie for your attention.
Come now, do not think yourself so insignificant. The entire kingdom owes you its thanks, myself included, of course. We are so grateful for House Wolford's aid, even though you now serve a different master.
We are only doing what any of King Roland's loyal vassals would.
Speaking of the king, I'm afraid we've a bit of a problem.
And what's the problem?
His Majesty seems to be entertaining thoughts of retaliating against Aesfrost. But the people have had their fill of war. And I'm sure you're already aware the people look upon the line with disfavor. I only beg you take every care going forward.
A warning.
Even so, there is naught we can do but focus on rebuilding.
Indeed. Let us return to the king and apprise him of our progress.
I would walk the city with Sheila a bit longer and speak with the people.
As you wish. But this is not the capital you knew. Be careful, my love.
Okay. A bunch of character stories. Let's also go to the encampment and restock. A Medal of Bravery. Medal of Valor. And silver. Oh, just... Wow. A lot of... good stuff here. One for quarantine. Okay, I can upgrade, I can promote you people. What do you get out of it? No. Oh yeah, you got TP Physic. Grants the target 1 TP when using a health Oh! That's actually not bad. Roland and Frederica. Ferdinand and Roland. Yeah, I think Roland Federico is gonna be good. Spring yourself with this. What again? Oh yeah.
On my honor as king.
Yeah. Though I don't like this effect. That if I'm standing on fire, I'll do more damage. Why do I even want to be standing on fire? Or is it the fire that's ablaze on the square I'm attacking? Because sure, that's better, but I don't see that happening often.
It was worth every effort.
Now, Serenoa, it's also great, but he's already has a rank 3 weapon, so trying to spread out. Any weapon upgrades I can do? I can. Just Benedict and Roland. Oh, Roland shall be. What is this? Luck deals physical damage to a single enemy, ignoring their defense. That's actually really good. What's... okay. Four dragons. Oh. And I can also upgrade Benedict. Weird that you're the only one that uses obsidian. Oh no. There you go. Flanagan also uses obsidian. What do you use? Lion's Heart. Okay. Oops. What's this? Increase the effect of Bird of Prey for 1 turn. Grant 1 instance of invincibility. It's actually saying invincibility. Not invisibility. Invincibility. As in immunity to damage. Definitely gonna go for that. Let's restock as much as we can because we use a lot of healing on it. J-Tomes, yeah. Okay, not that much. And I'm out of money. Out of cash. I'm definitely gonna need to grind at least to get the stuff here, here, and here. Yeah, I'm broke. Okay. Let's see some character stories here. So, a bit more plot. Side plot, really. Learning a bit more about the characters.
Looking worse for wear, huh? Long scouting missions.
A lot of cutscenes. It's an RPG.
Easy or not, I do what duty demands. Do you need something?
No. Just reckon Benedict must be relieved you're back safe and sound.
And by the way, if you want to see,
After all,
this is Erador.
he treats you like his own daughter. Don't know any parent wouldn't worry over their child. And he's got extra cause to fret, with all the dangerous work he gives you.
Oh? It never crossed my mind.
And this is Anna.
Benedict trusts me. That's all I've ever needed.
That's so.
Do all parents by blood show concern for their children?
Wondering about yours, are you?
That's none of your concern.
I still remember how you insisted on being a scout, as soon as you were old enough. You wouldn't say why, But any fool could guess it was to find out more regarding your parents. This works well suited to that sort of thing.
Yet Benedict refused me.
And he was wise to do so. It ain't a job for an amateur. Guess he hadn't anticipated you trained under Archibald.
Oh, really?
Respect when he saw what I could do. The means don't matter, only the results.
I don't know. Oh, okay. A few years ago.
I have grave news, sir. The enemy has captured one of our scouts. I know our soldiers aren't broken easily, but given enough time in the enemy's hands...
And here we are, severely short-handed. I shall call a war council, so our approach may be reconsidered.
Mr. Whittle Turtle? Who's that?
The scout has been rescued and returned safely home.
Look at you, Anna.
Already. That was far sooner than I anticipated.
And this is Benedict.
I hope my actions were not out of line.
Why are you talking about
well done,
finding Nemo right now?
I don't know where I'd be without you.
Nor are you.
I don't believe they're related by blood, but he has been taking care of her.
While Benedict was still pondering what to do. I'd pay good coin just to see that look on his face again.
And she's his right hand.
Think you'll find your parents? Not trying to dissuade you from looking, mind. Only being nosy.
Dissuade? Is there something you've not told me?
What would I know that you don't? Just take care you don't end up regretting it.
I'm this close. I can feel it.
Oh, good luck to you. Let's see, the next one is gonna be Benedict.
All right, lads and lasses, lay down your arms. Let your bruises remind you of the lessons learned today.
Ah, what fortuitous timing. I still owe you for the drinks from the other evening. I wondered if I might treat you tonight.
Apologies, lass, but I've got places to be. Perhaps another time.
You seemed troubled by something. Perhaps I'm overthinking it.
Let us end our day's work here.
It is early, is it not? Is something amiss?
No, nothing at all. Just my attention is required elsewhere for a time.
So, I'm guessing Benedict and Avlora have a something that they're both attending to. There they are.
How many have you had?
Not enough. Just one for you, I take it.
A rare moment that they're drinking together.
Went by in a flash. 30 years.
30 years.
The time has escaped us. The memory of that day, however, I doubt ever will.
"30 years ago during the Salt Iron War." Look at a young Benedict and young Erdor.
Damned, I can't move.
Look at young Erdor.
Always thought I'd meet my end with a beautiful lass by my side.
You have many days ahead of you yet, Eredor. We will see you returned home.
And a young Benedict.
Don't try to run, you curs!
Leave me be. I'll just slow you down. It was my cursed pride that got us into this. Only I should suffer for it. We don't all need to die today. Run!
Even in the face of death, you refuse to set aside your foolish pride. I followed you into this hell of my own will, and I will see you delivered from it.
And here they are, both alive.
You fool!
Charge!
Come and die.
Yeah!
That would have been it for us, had Lord Simon not met their charge in time.
Yeah, I met Lord Simon. Came in.
And the only punishment for my pride were these aches that keep me awake at night.
We hungered for glory all those years ago, without a care for how it would serve us later on.
A couple of would-be heroes. Couldn't be convinced they weren't invincible.
Yet here we are, drinking, to celebrate the end of that war. I do not wish to reminisce upon the past, a toast that I may never again repeat the mistakes of my youth. But before that...
Yeah?
You have served House Wolford well, Eredor. That said, I have a feeling we'll need your sturdy shield even more going forward.
You need me to lead a charge? I'm your man. I'll leave anything fancier than that to you. For House Wolford!
The brains and the bronze.
For House Wolford.
Next we had Frederica. Oh yeah, she was learning how to cook for Serenoa. With Gila's help.
Do you have a moment, Gila?
Oh, Frederica. Is something the matter?
Well, I invited Serenoa to have dinner with me tonight.
That's wonderful. Are you cooking for him?
I am. I've been practicing with the book you gave me. I was hoping to finally show him what I've learned.
Then allow me to help. What are you making?
So kind of nice we're having a continuation of her story.
A warm soup full of meatballs. A hearty, meaty, savory stew to tickle the tongue and sate the stomach. Or so the book describes it.
That sounds like quite a mouthful, in more ways than one.
The author is rather verbose, yes. Anyhow, I also want to make an appetizer. Might you be able to lend a hand?
Cooking is hardly my specialty, but say no more. I'd love to.
Oh dear.
Oh.
This is disappointing, to say the least.
Guess the cooking did not go so well.
And we're almost out of time. Serenoa will be back any minute now.
Excuse me, Lady Frederica.
I
Lord Serenoa has just sent word that he has been held up at a meeting. He says there is a chance he may not even return tonight.
I see. Thank you for letting me know.
Is that good news?
It sounds like your dinner may get postponed.
A blessing in disguise. It gives us time to cook this again and do it right this time.
Lord Serenoa may not even return tonight.
But there is a chance he might. And I refuse to disappoint him. Would you help me, Gila?
Of course, Frederica. I shall do my very best to see this through with you.
I cannot thank you enough.
The vegetables are done, though they are a far cry from perfect.
The meatballs are ready too. Now all we have to do is stew them.
Hey, look who's back.
I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
It appears we've run out of time.
I was on my way here when something urgent came to my attention. I apologize for returning so late. I know we were supposed to have dinner tonight.
Basically.
I'm just happy you're here. Besides, I'm the one who should apologize. I wanted to cook you a meal, but failed terribly on my first attempt, so it isn't yet ready. I'm sorry, Serenoa.
Don't look so down, Frederica. I was delighted when you asked me to share a meal. Now that I'm back, why don't I help you with the food?
Serenoa.
They have such a pure and innocent romance, even though I believe it was actually set up like they were planned to marry and without even knowing each other.
The time we spend together is very precious to me. I regret that my duties have been keeping us apart lately. But when I noticed the sky was even more beautiful than ever this night,
Oh, look at this
I
shot.
hurried home, hoping we could gaze upon its beauty together.
It's strange. When I was in Aesfrost, I would look up at the same sky. But it felt so much colder there. The stars seemed as if frozen.
To be fair, it was a cold environment.
Now that I am with you, Serenoa.
Frederica, promise me that you will always stay by my side. I need you, now more than ever.
Of course, Serenoa. I wish to gaze up at the same sky, sit beneath the same moon, and walk the same path you do. Together, forever and always.
Now we have Narv. What's Narv gonna be up to?
Damn it all. This rate, I'll never come close to carrying on Grandfather's legacy. Maybe I was never destined to be a
Gila is still there, so I guess it's a continuation of his story as well.
Oh no, the poor child's fallen.
Hey there, are you hurt?
Oh, it hurts so bad I can't even stand.
Not to worry.
Oh yeah.
I'll fix you right up. So dry those tears.
Does this Narv?
Really?
Yup. The pain will disappear like magic. You'll see.
pretty cool that he has one spell from each thing. So he has an ice spell, fire spell, wind spell, electric spell, and a heal.
My leg's all better now.
Well, I'll be. Thank you so much for healing my grandson.
You don't need to thank me. This is nothing.
Cat spell.
Those robes. You wouldn't happen to be a student
Oh.
of the Archmage Grandante.
Someone that knows?
You know my grandfather?
Oh, of course I do.
Wow, what a surprise.
What a great man he was. Always using his magic to help those in need, much like you. I was just one of many whose lives he saved. Why, that was over 30 years ago.
Before the Salt
I
Iron
lost my
War.
house to the fires of war and nearly my life along with it. But he quenched the flames with his spellcraft and healed my burns. Had it not been for the Archmage Grandante, I would not be here today. I am forever in his debt.
Even though grandfather's name was erased from Hyzant's records, his memory lives on in the people he helped.
Of course.
It sounds like he was a truly amazing man indeed.
And this is Gila.
And I know he would be proud of you for following in his footsteps.
Do you really think so?
I do. And I have no doubt that one day you will restore the glory to your grandfather's name. No matter what the ministry does to erase his existence, his spirit lives on through you.
And his memory with the people.
But I must keep practicing, that I might help even more people with my spells. Just watch me, grandfather. I'll restore the honor of your name if it's the last thing I do.
I wonder what skill does he get at the last promotion rank? Piccoletta. So what do you have for us, Piccoletta?
Oh, however will we carry on?
Where's our house, Mama? Did the fire eat it?
They're just like me.
Piccoletta.
They lost everything. They're sad and hurting and don't know what to do.
And this is Piccoletta.
Sitting there all alone, I thought I'd never smile again. But that's when you and the others found me. You told me I threw my ball so well. Hearing that made me so happy. I felt warm inside again. I realized I wasn't alone in the world. And now it's my turn to do the same.
Just a little music.
Wow! Look, Mama! She's amazing!
What are you doing, miss? I'm juggling.
Raising everyone's spirit.
That's incredible! I wish I could do that too!
Me too. Well then, why don't I teach you?
Piccoletta is just like a troop leader.
Huh?
She brought joy to those children.
She was part of the troop.
Into a smile to cheer up others. That child can be a ray of light, warming the hearts of those bereft of hope.
Come on! Behold, Piccoletta's Circus! The greatest show in all the land!
Piccoletta Circus, huh? You're making your own circus now. And last but not least, we have Medina. Oops. No, do not want to skip.
Thank you for journeying all this way to assist us, Medina. I fear the healers in this region are otherwise occupied today.
You have my apologies.
Yes, it is midnight here.
No need to apologize. You may call on me whenever you're in need.
There it is, Medina. Former apothecary.
I have 2 wounded here.
Now, I'm not too fond of using her because I'm kind of
One of our own.
greedy with my items. I don't like to use them. But when I am using items, she's very useful.
Me first. Have you lost your mind?
She does not.
Far more grievous.
Yeah, she does not see group.
To those who robbed us of our king.
She only sees the injuries.
We may have no fealty to his nation, but we have a duty to him, as a man whose life depends on us. Leave your talk of allies and enemies on the battlefield. It has no purchase in a place of medicine. So long as I practice the healing arts, it is my duty to save them both. They should be able to get some rest now.
That was incredible, Medina. I am sorry for what I said earlier. I was not myself.
All is forgiven. At one time, I would not have challenged you.
Would that I had your courage.
You can. Simply keep your desire to help those in need first and foremost in your mind. The rest is sure to follow.
There we go. Now we'll... Let's start with this one. Now this is main story related cutscenes.
There are more who accepted Aesfrost's rule than I imagined.
Glenbrook's history is long. Yet, that is why hierarchy and precedent hold sway. This is a stubborn land, my lady, not given to easy change. Though Archduke Gustadolf, acting in the name of freedom, granted privilege after privilege to the powerful. For people used to Glenbrook's rigid customs, I suppose that sort of change must have been too seductive to resist.
Perhaps, but his freedom was not but greed and cruelty.
Lady Frederica, I've been searching everywhere for you.
A Wolford messenger. Did you run all this way? What's happened?
My lady, I hail from Castle Wolford, bearing tidings of Lord Simo.
Has he awakened?
Has he?
He has. He is in high spirits and recovering well.
That's great news.
To hear the capital's recapture, he bids you visit Castle Wolford so he can honor you himself.
Oh, I must bring these glad tidings to Saranoa at once. How long it has been since I've seen him smile.
Oh, he's gonna be very happy with this. Okay, what is this?
There's some sort of trouble in the Wolford domain.
Bandits are laying waste to the Rosellan village. To our shame, Castle Wolford does not have enough soldiers to stop this. We would beg Lord Sereno's wisdom in this matter.
The enemy must be powerful indeed. We cannot leave the Rosellan village defenseless.
Let us inform the others. Messenger, with us.
Milo, what do you...
Well, things are about to get interesting.
Just keeping a watch on everything. But that's good to hear. Lord Seaman's awake.
Coronation ceremony. Certainly there are more important matters to focus on right now.
A coronation is important. to assuage the people's fears and restore their faith.
I don't think that would help restore their faith.
The kingdom is only truly as strong as people believe it to be, and right now the world believes Glenbrook weak. The ceremony will be a display to the contrary.
Is this truly the remedy our situation calls for? Right now, I imagine the people care only for where their next hot meal will come from.
Yeah, that...
Rest assured, sire, House Wolford will see your subjects shan't go hungry. But trust me when I say nothing will hasten Glenbrook's return to her former glory, so much as announcing the return of Regna's rightful heir. To win your subjects' hearts, you need do nothing but ascend to your position upon the throne.
You mean sit my royal backside on a fancy chair?
Yeah, I don't think
In a
that's...
manner of speaking, a king's duty is first and foremost serving as his kingdom's symbol. You needn't trouble yourself with day-to-day governance. We will suit that burden. After all, you have only just been crowned.
Just trying to take charge here.
There will be no ceremony. The people will tell us what they need, and you will listen to the patriot. That is my command.
As you wish, King Roland.
How fare things, you went? Have the relief supplies been given to those who need it?
Well, we had received a sizable shipment of goods from Hyzant, but there are complaints. It seems very few of those goods have made it into the hands of the people.
Really? How come?
We aren't certain.
Did Patriot...
Well, apparently Patriot and the Royalists
Yeah.
involve themselves with the distribution.
They're just messing with things.
They cannot be left to their own devices.
Even at time of crisis, they're still putting their greedy little fingers on it. Oh wait, you're gonna have to make a decision. With Glenbrook reclaimed and Aesfrost dealt a heavy blow, Hyzant takes the opportunity to make a strategic move, and I completely forgot to read those before.
House Wolfwood and Minister Exham's forces have reclaimed the Crown City. And not only that, they have dealt a heavy blow to the Aesfrosti forces in killing Phallus and other commanding officers.
We couldn't have hoped for a better outcome.
Oh, to see Gustadolf's face when he hears the news. Now he'll have no choice but to come crawling to us on hands and knees.
Yeah, about that. Let me introduce you to Death's Note.
To crush the duchy once and for all.
Just because they're licking their wounds does not make them easy prey. They still have that iron after all.
Iron? We can get iron. All we need to do is make Glenbrook hand over the Grand Orcelian mines to us.
That's Tenebrous.
A paltry price to pay for our bountiful aid in the restoration of the Crown City.
The Grand Orcelian mines. The spark that lit the flame of Aesfrost's aggression.
That's Idor. Two of the Saintly Seven.
To seize an iron source when they have all the iron they could ever need. I should have Milo look into the matter.
Minister Idor?
Idor.
Well, regardless, we control the salt. I say we bide our time until Aesfrost admits they are defeated. Besides, Glenbrook seeks our aid in their reconstruction efforts, do they not?
Yes. King Roland and Minister Serenoa have both asked for help, and sent reports detailing the extent of the damage to the Crown City.
Send forth a veritable bounty. To Minister Serenoa of the Saintly Seven, that is.
Ah, yes. A show of the goddess's grace to the people, and as a wedge to drive between him and the king.
Aesfrost, Glenbrook, they will both be ours before long.
Everyone's so greedy. Well, others just want peace. Let's just save in case we mess up something. I did not read what was saying there.
Thank you all for helping to determine the extent of the damage to the capital. This information will be invaluable as we proceed with reconstruction. There is also happy word from Castle Wolford. My Lord Father is awake. They say he is recovering apace and is already up and walking.
Those are glad tidings indeed.
He says he would like to see us and hear of all that has passed while he was taken ill.
Then what are we waiting for? I'll saddle the horses.
Would that we could depart at once, but the messenger brought another piece of news.
Can't you hear them talking?
Bandits plague the outskirts of the Rosellen village.
Jerome and his folk are there. They can handle a few mangy thieves, surely.
Not according to the messenger. The bandits are proving a formidable foe.
Which is why they have asked us for aid.
Apologies for my tardiness. It's sudden, I know, but I must ask you a favor.
What is it?
Yeah, what's up?
I suspect Patriot and his royalists of filching relief supplies.
We've no proof it's them, but the fact remains. The people in most need of those goods are not receiving them.
The matter warrants investigating at the very least, and I would ask for Wolfort's assistance.
Can that wait a little?
Well, we were just discussing what we ought to do next. Allow me to explain the 3 courses of action before us.
Visit Lord
1,
Seaman.
Return to Castle Wolford
Yep.
as my Lord Father requests.
Protect the Rosellen village.
Defend the Rosellen village from bandits.
And
Or 3,
those
remain in the capital to investigate the royalists.
Lord Simon has recovered. What splendid news. If I could only go to him myself and thank him for all House Wolford has done. But I cannot leave the capital in the throes of a possible scandal. Too many hold the royal family in contempt as it is.
That may be the case, but now that Lord Simon has awoken, someone must make sure he is healthy and apprise him of recent events.
Lord Seaman.
I would go to Castle Wolford, Lord Serenoa, if it pleases you.
My heart breaks for the Rosellen village. Let me go to its defense, even if I must go alone.
I cannot allow that. It's far too dangerous a task for one person.
Well, I would have the Wolfort soldiers with me, of course. Besides, do you recall our first meeting?
Of course I do. You were being assailed by rogues at the port.
If you hadn't been there, who knows what would have become of me. But I am not as weak now as I was then.
Oh yeah, you're
Enough
20
that I
levels
shall
higher.
bring no dishonor to House Wolfort's name. My lord, have faith in me. Let me do this.
Very well.
It seems best that Benedict, Frederica, and I each attend to these pressing matters, separately.
Indeed, but the rest of us cannot be in 3 places at once. We can only choose one path to take.
Okay, so we are gonna divide up either way. Good. Because I was worried that if we take one path, we're not gonna do the other stuff. Okay. I cannot help but feel restless. We reclaimed the Crown City and have already begun restoration efforts. There should be no question to what needs to be done here. And yet, something has me unsettled. Interesting that we have 2 undecided. Can I go to the city? Yes. Let's go outside. Oh, Milo. I must admit, I'm deeply fascinated by you, Lord Serenoa.
A lord turned saint who won back his kingdom from Aesfrost clutches and saw the prince back to his throne. I can only wonder how your people welcomed such a hero home. Pray allow me to accompany you, my lord. If I go to Wolford, I suppose Milo will be coming with me. Okay. Our salt reserves are running low, and we must restore trades with Hyzant as soon as possible. As one of the Saintly Seven, is there anything you can do? You needn't worry so much. The Consortium and merchants are already on the move. Let us give them time. If we rush into negotiations, we may be taken advantage of. It is in our best interest to wait. It is in our best interest to wait for the opportune moment. But waiting too much might be a problem. You must have King Roland's permission before we act. In the meantime, we can share a portion of Wolford's stores with the Crown City. I feel like this is good enough. Thank you, sir. The people will be ever so grateful. But if you wouldn't mind, could you please keep this a secret from His Majesty? At ease. Did this for the sake of the kingdom. I know Roland wouldn't mind in the least. Yes, sir. You have put my mind at ease, Lord Wolford. I cannot thank you enough. To think that King Roland was alive all this time. Your house has my utmost respect for helping him reclaim the capital. My allegiance to the royal family shall not waver, not now or ever. Good to know. We were downright cowards under Aesfrost rule, but hearing stories of House Wolford's courage in reclaiming the capital has inspired us to do better. Yep, just work for a better tomorrow. I heard some bandits were spoiled on the outskirts of Roseland village. Rumor has if they're led by some father and daughter duo. Oh, they're back. What were the names again? Father and daughter. That sounds like Travis and Trish. But what could they be after? Have they heard about the pink stone? The salt crystal? Lord Serenoa, I have heard great things about you. You were appointed one of the Saintly Seven and even demonstrated your prowess as a lord of a high house in battle. How should we, royalists, address you from now on? Oh, Lord Serenoa, and hopefully you don't mess things up for King Roland. Do we have anything this way? Nope. Do you have anything in the pond? Are you a royalist as well? We royalists, along with Minister Patriot himself, are helping to rebuild the kingdom, the capital. Yes, she is a royalist. We must reverse all the changes that Aesfrost has wrought and see the Crown City back to its former glory. I know that there are many problems facing the kingdom now, but us royalists are more than happy to take care of everything. Let us serve the King Roland together. Please see to the domestic affairs and reassure the people that everything will be okay. Is it true that the royalists try to win the Arctic's favor in order to protect themselves? Yeah, that's not gonna help us. If you want our trust, tell us everything you learned about Aesfrost under the rule. I wish I could, but my lord, but Archduke Gustave had us doing only the most menial of tasks. There isn't anything I can tell you. I should have suspected as much. There's no way Gustav would tell anything to those he couldn't trust. I do remember one thing, though. Mr. Patriot and said that Lady Erica always wanted fresh fruit and wine brought to her room. I see. Thank you for your help. I wonder how that's gonna help us. There doesn't seem... Oh. Superior Stone. That's a good one. And Superior Timber. Isn't it those that we need for... Let me just check. I think those are the ones that we needed for Benedict. But we don't have the cash. Okay, but we do have the items required. We just need the money. Okay, let's go back to the castle. Now, return to Wolford and tell Seaman of the news. I don't think that's a priority. I'm between exposing the corrupt royalists or protecting the village against bandits. Now, if I'm understanding this right, they are gonna split up. Either way. So, like, Benedict will go to Lord Seaman, Roland will stay, and Frederica will go to protect the village. If that is true, then I think exposing the royalists would be the best thing we can do. Because I very much would like to protect the village. But if we have people taking care of that, I think the biggest issue is the corrupt royalist. So let's talk to Anna.
Lord Saranoa.
Parliament shroud the Aesfrost forces from the capital. But it seems our busy days are not over yet. Now we must decide which issue requires our attention most. I wish to return home. I believe our time is best spent investigating. We should look into the bandit spotted near. Let's investigate royalists. You would have us investigate royalists, my lord? There are many who are unhappy with Roland's return, and I doubt the royalist activities are doing him any favors. The Crown City has yet to heal from the previous battle. As the one who fought in it, it is our responsibility to help restore it to its former glory. I don't think about the responsibility will help. The royalists hid in the shadows during Aesfrost occupation. I can only imagine how they will use the capital's reclamation to their advantage. We must ensure that the Crown City does not fall prey to anyone else's wiles.
Even so...
But the royalists are cunning. One wrong move and we may find ourselves ensnared in their political warfare. As the last remaining High House, I think it is reasonable we stay in the Crown City. And yet... Okay. Benedict, you're fine with going. Eredor. The Crown City finally back in Glenbrook's hand, but our work's far from over.
Listen, lad.
Where do you think we should go from here, lad? Let's to expose the royalists. You think we should stay here and help out King Roland, huh? Any reason why? I do not want to give either Aesfrost or Hyzan the opportunity to kick us while we're down. We must get the kingdom back into fighting conditions as soon as possible. This problem must be resolved if the king is to make a full recovery, and it may be too big of an issue for Roland to handle alone. As a soldier, maybe he prefers this one. I personally prefer this one, but I think for Eredor, maybe this one might be the better option.
You're onto something.
I hear you. We won the battle, but not the war. If we take too long to get back on our feet, there's no telling who will come to strike us down next. Which means we have to give both the Crown City and the Royalists our full attention here and now.
I feel this in my gut.
I think it's a fine reason to want to stay. I found 2 fibers. What about you, Gila?
Ah, yes?
Things are slowly settling down at the capital. Right now would be the perfect time to pay the Rosellan village a visit. The rumors of Bennett are clearly troubling her. Perhaps you could help her put her mind at ease. You would like to help His Majesty investigate the Royalists, I see. Is the issue such a pressing one? House Wolford's the last remaining high house or duty? We may have reclaimed the capital. There's still unrest within the city. I worry of what would happen if we leave Roland. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I suppose the people aren't exactly welcoming him back with open arms after all that's happened. And now the Royalists will even be adding oil to the fire. Indeed, it might be unwise to leave His Majesty alone. You're a good friend, Lord Serenoa.
I don't know what to do.
Alas, it seems the Crown City is also in dire need of our attention. Yeah. Hopefully I don't mess up for the Rosellan village.
It is time to cast our votes. We have 3 options before us. Return to the Wolford domain, depart to the Rosellan village, or stay in the capital. Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
Hopefully I'm not messing this up.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Okay, I convinced Gila.
You have my vote.
And I convinced Anna. I think I managed to convince Eredor.
You won me over.
Yeah. Okay, everyone I talked to agreed.
The scales of conviction will illuminate.
But the thing is that we chose them, but we're gonna go our separate ways from what I'm understanding. Oh.
The way forward is decided. We remain in the capital with Roland and investigate the truth behind the Royalist plot.
Now, don't get me wrong, Frederica. I would very much like to help the village, but this I feel is a more pressing matter.
I'm in your debt, my friend. Having you by my side is a tremendous boon.
And if you can help the villagers, I would be very grateful. Okay, so yeah, they are going the separate ways.
And I shall see to the Rosellan village. I shan't be gone long, worry not.
Then this is farewell for now. Frederica, Benedict, until our reunion in the capital.
Mm-hmm. Aesfrost completed.
With peace tentatively restored to the Crown City, House Wolfort's members scatter to the far corners of the domain. Benedict returns to Castle Wolfort alone. Likewise, Frederica tends to her own in the Rosellan village. Serenoa and King Roland, meanwhile, begin investigating a cabal of royalists, bent on regaining their lost power and influence.
Yeah. Were I king?
Why would you take what little aid the crown has given us? Have you no heart?
Patriot.
Watch your words. The royal family entrusted House Consort with the minutiae of daily governance, and our priorities have changed.
Of course they have.
These provisions were deployed without any care, and are to be collected and redistributed in line with the royal family's wishes.
But we've already eaten the food. Our children were starved, sir.
I accept your confession. You shall answer for the crime of embezzling from the crown.
You're not serious.
We're sorry.
Don't apologize to them. They're royalist scum. And they can't take away what they didn't give in the first place. We know Hyzanth sent the provisions.
The boy's right. House Wolford arranged for them. You've no right to reclaim what you never owned in the first place.
You pathetic peasants. Do you not see that they are the root of your suffering?
Oh, of course you're
It is thanks
directing.
to them that you nobles still have a kingdom in which to parade around and lord your station over us.
Thank you.
Neither the royalists nor the crown have done aught to help us. You stood idle while Aesfrost invaded us.
Okay, now calm down with the crown part.
She speaks true, and even worse, you nobles rushed to Gustadolf's side. Yet here you stand, with the gall to accuse us of crimes against the crown. You seek to hide your own treachery.
Good. That the people at least are seeing the truth.
The need to Aesfrost all over again than have a traitor to the crown darken my door.
Not content with embezzlement, you would add treason to your list of crimes. Crimes for which you shall now pay.
Wow, they're really going at it, huh?
No!
Are they both dying?
Noble about you. We've suffered enough. It's time we fought to keep what's ours.
Kill every last one of these traitorous curs.
We're a little late, but at least we're right before the worst happened.
What do you think you're doing? Cease this madness at once, Patriot! I beg you, calm yourselves!
It's Lord Wolford himself!
Why have you turned your weapon on the people? Explain yourself.
They are not our people. They are filthy insurrectionists who would overthrow the royal family.
You're right, they're not our people. They're my people, not yours.
You commit murder in their name?
There are Aesfrosti sympathizers in our midst who must be reminded of the royal
Oh,
family's privacy.
you're the one talking?
I will not see the throne usurped again.
Are we gonna be fighting Patriot? Let's just... Svarog receives a summon. Is Gustadov gonna kill Svarog?
Lord Svarog, you've been summoned to the capital with regard to the death snow. How long do you intend to defy the Archduke's orders?
I've no time for his trifling inquiries, now that Glenbrook has been wrested from our hold. I fear an assault on the duchy is imminent. We must fortify Twins Gate.
Such an order would be mine to give, not yours.
Be gone! I was a fool to think you could protect the duchy's lands.
The Archduke shall render his judgment.
Damn his judgment, and everything it has wrought! Leaving that fool Thalis in charge of Glenbrook brought this upon us.
I shall pass your words on to him, then.
See that you do, messenger boy.
Wow, calling him messenger boy, huh?
And let him know that if he wishes for me to follow his orders, he will speak the truth, and nothing but.
And we all know that's not gonna happen. The people rebel against the nobles, and the royalists suppress the common folk. Roland makes a decision amidst the chaos in the capital.
The insurrection is quelled, for now. Our physicians report that townsfolk and royalists alike suffered grave wounds in the fighting.
I take solace only in the fact that no lives were lost. You see the same thing as I, do you not, Serenoa? Patriot and his sympathizers seek to take back by force the power they fear they've lost.
They were some of the first to bend to Gustadov's will. I reckon that guilty conscience is why they're lashing out now.
The people are with them. Resentment against my family grows by the day. I pray I can bring them back into the fold. But the odds are against me.
You put it lightly, my king. The strength of Patriot and his ilk lie in their connections. Though it pains me to say it, you'll not rule the kingdom without their cooperation.
We must work to change their minds.
Good luck with that.
Time lost is trust lost. We must be swift and decisive. We must seize Patriot and his conspirators at once. I shall banish them from the kingdom myself. I expect we'll have little trouble once we've made an example of Patriot.
Stem the tide of this bloody river we find ourselves in, eh?
Cordelia's state is an impediment to your plan. The royal physicians, under Patriot's command, tend to her now. They're like as not to take her hostage if you act rashly.
That is why we shall seize him in the streets, where he'll not have Cordelia to use as a shield.
And people will see the royal family will not submit to an aggrieved royalist. Yes, this may work.
Hopefully Cordelia doesn't end up a casualty in this.
I've not put my title as king, but rebuilding Glenbrook will take might.
I have every confidence in your abilities, my king. As does House Wolford. We stand with you.
Thank you, dear friend.
I wonder if I didn't convince Gila, would she have gone with Frederica? Roland and Cyrano walk the capital streets to see the disorder for themselves.
Pray spare us a crumb. I beg you.
Never! You deserve to starve after kissing the Aesfrosti boots that crushed our necks!
Says the man who bellowed "Long live the Duchy" every time he saw one of them walk past.
There were scores of us! You plan to report me and half the kingdom for that?
Look at the mess that's going on.
This frosty rule has broken our kingdom. And so help me, I shall see it rebuilt under my rule.
I should take a walk around town and see what's on the mind of our subjects. Right, Anna? Patriot and his conspirators don't seem to be around at the moment, but we should take action once we do find him. A panacea pellet. Money, that's very welcome. I have to do whatever the royalists say. I fear what they'll do to me if I don't. Relief supplies are meant to ease the people's suffering, not make them the rich richer. That patriot can't believe he goes so far to line his own pocket. Yeah. Sad. The last battle was rough on all of us. Even my little girl got hurt this big time. I know Aesfrost is the cause of all this, but still. Oh, the royalists are as well. Large range, I see the now that the royalists have regained their former privilege, they're terrorizing the town. I know King Roland only just returned, but I cannot blame the people for having their misgivings. Cure all. What's the difference between the panacea and the cure all? Working in the Crown City right now is a struggle, to say the least. Those damn royalists are extorting money out of us merchants in the name of reconstructing the capital. Things were so much easier when Aesfrost was in charge. Maybe it's time I took my business elsewhere. Now calm down, we're trying to resolve this. Let's take a look. Panacea. It also restores HP. It's a full restore in Pokemon term. Full restore HP, heal status ailment, and restore the lower stats. Even better than full restore, actually. And cure all is the full heal. Full heal? Yeah, full heal, right? Now, HP is health. TP is basically the mana used for skills. Those no good royalists act like they're doing us a favor when we know all they're hoarding are when we know they're hoarding all the relief supplies. This never would have happened under Aesfrost's watch. What do you mean, dinosaur? It seems there are people who thought Aesfrost rules preferable to Glenbrook's. If that's the case, then our efforts were for naught. My heart sinks when I think about how His Majesty must feel. What's over here? Oh, a book. The people are tired and the whole kingdom's in turmoil because of the change in governance. The number of people resorting to crime is growing and we haven't had enough hands to catch them all. The crime rate is increasing. Oh, King Roland and House Wolford were the ones who took the kingdom back from those damn Aesfrost crows. No, it's just the usual period for the streams. I'm probably gonna end around 15 minutes or so. You know those slime royalists were the first ones cozying up to those king's lame bat. And now they're going around acting like they own the damn place. Have they no shame? Yep. It wasn't all bad on the Aesfrost rule. The Archduke gave us freedom. Some profited, some didn't. You no doubt hear different stories depending on who you talk to. There are doubtless many dissatisfied with King Roland, but they don't understand the hardships of a king. He faked his own death to strike down his enemy and reclaim the capital. I cannot even imagine how he feels now. Reuniting Glenbrook will be no easy feat. Yeah, the stairs are the most important part to fix here, Susie. Definitely the stairs, you know? Not the houses or anything. The stairs are the more important part. Open concept house. To be honest, I know the problems facing kingdoms are many, but I don't know what I should do about them. I cannot even say for sure what my first priority as king should be. You must restore the royal family's repute in each face, both the nobles and the people alike with unwavering resolve. You need funds for reconstruction. Why not tax the nobles and wealthy merchants? You seem overwhelmed, my friend. Why not take a walk around town, as you always have? It may help clear your mind. We do not need to clear our mind right now. I don't think the repute is the... Yeah, reconstruction might be the... Yeah. Okay, you agree with me that C is not the best option there. I heard that some people were able to line their pockets quite nicely under the Aesfrost rule. I think I should like to tax them first. I know there may be some opposition, but I'm sure I could gain the people's understanding. This is for the crown city, after all. Okay, and what about you, Hewitt? There's a lot of trouble going on. You know what? Just clear your mind. Forget the problems. Now that King Roland is on the throne, I was thinking of recruiting new members to the King's Guard. But it will take time before the things settle down after our latest battle, and finding reliable people to join our ranks won't be easy. Oh yeah, I remember now that a lot of the King's Guard were killed. To tell the truth, I'm a bit at a loss. You would need both brawn and brains to get the capital back on its feet. It certainly wouldn't hurt if they could handle multiple tasks either. It's time to do away with the kingdom's antiquated practice. You should appoint those with skill, man or woman, regardless of their social status. Roland's safety comes first. Only those who can be completely trusted should be allowed near him. Yeah, I do agree with you, B. Seems to be the better option. The A and C have their merits, but I think B might be the best one here. You speak true, my lord. I myself am of humble origins. It was King Roland himself who recognized my abilities and appointed me to the King's Guard. I'm sure he would have no qualms with the new selection process. Who what? You're saying who what? I think we explored everything. It seems her opinions are less unfavorable. I should regroup with Roland and the others now.
You misunderstand, surely. Why must I
There's
pay so much
Patriot
to
again.
open my stall?
We know that you did business with the Aesfrosti army. They made you quite wealthy, as I understand it, and Glenbrook. So
Really, Patriot? You're one to talk.
Nonsense. We were free to do business as we pleased under the duchy's rule.
A bold statement. One that could be easily taken as criticism of the crown. It sounds to me as though you wish to incite an insurrection.
Yeah, because you don't, right?
I would never. Please, I can pay. Just let me pay and be done with it.
Of course you can pay. That is the duty of every subject in Glenbrook. But what of your words, which wound the royal family so?
Only your words are wounding the royal family right now, Patriot.
Royal family. Pray deliver it to them, good sir.
I see you've learned your lesson. King Roland will be glad of it.
This is Patriot, by the way.
That shameless cur.
I can bear no more of this, Your Majesty.
Nor can I. Seize Patriot.
Patriot. Okay, so we're gonna have a fight next. Recommend level 24. Oh, a new character. An elderly woman's attacked by bandits, but she's not as fragile as she seems. I did not expect getting new characters at this point, to be honest. Oh, Rosalian bandits.
Just what do you hope to gain by hassling a little old lady like me?
Is she like a monk?
Your food. Now hand it over, all of it. Or we'll slit your throat.
You are Roselle, are you not? Like those at the source in Hyzant 30 years ago.
What are you talking about, you old hag?
Your people fled from oppression, yet still you struggle to find peace. Isn't that so?
Shut your mouth, you hag. Just put the food down and be gone.
So I was right. I will say no more, so you had best be on your way now.
We're the ones giving orders here. Besides, we've got no choice.
So you are blind to the strength of the opponent that stands before you. That is unfortunate.
Okay. It does seem like she's kind of a monk. Kind of hard to tell with the Pixar.
Forgive us. We've had
Not
nothing to eat for
Pixar,
days.
2D art.
We promise we won't do this again. Please, just spare us our lives.
Your eyes do not lie. Very well. Move along.
Thank you.
Good grief. To think that after fleeing Hyzant, some of those poor Roselle had to resort to thievery. This is not the world I wished for, but perhaps there is still something I can do.
Yeah, she's come to the encampment to join our forces.
An elderly woman has come seeking an audience with you.
A rare guest. Very well. Show her in.
It's quite a surprise, to be honest. Elderly woman coming to a camp to try to join an army.
Hear your name.
You may call me Groma.
Groma.
Same name as the legendary Aesfrosti general from the Salt Iron War.
Oh.
You're the one they called Iron Fist, yes?
Iron
I
Fist.
have long since abandoned that name.
Groma Jurgina. A former Aesfrost general whose epithet, Iron Fist, was learned by all during the Salt Iron War. She shares Sir Noah's convictions and visits him in hope of putting an end to the Northalia's suffering.
After the war, I wandered the land, hoping to find a new purpose.
No, like,
Yet it would seem that I am destined
I'm not
to be
saying that
drawn
was not the
to
case.
bloody
I was just saying,
conflict
I was,
until the end of my days.
like, out of context,
But
that's
there may
very
still be something this
off.
old crone can do.
Very uncommon.
Why do you come to me?
Why do you ask? Can you not trust a former general of Aesfrost?
Perish the thought. My own betrothed hails from your land.
Indeed she does. And of Rosellan birth, no less, if I have heard true.
Correct.
Only a fool judges a person by their origins. I would know what is in your heart.
Ha! You are just as the rumors say. My heart.
She wants to go back
I've seen
to being a
enough
bit.
suffering to last lifetimes. All I wish now is to see it end.
Then we share a common goal. Let us fight for it as one.
With pleasure. I think you'll find there's life in these old bones yet.
There we go. Droma join. Is she gonna be a... Okay, Groma's aptitude in battle. A veteran versus martial arts. Counterattack when evading a physical attack. Can slip deftly between foes. Interesting. Let me check out the unit. I wonder if she's gonna be the top class. Or if she's gonna be a veteran. What level is she, by the way? Level 22. What are you talking about? 2 new players? So, evade detection allows you to slip past enemies and obstacles. Sweeping kick deals physical damage to enemy across 3 horizontal squares and have a chance to immobilize them. Eliminate and evade. Increase your evasion for 3 turns when you defeat an enemy. Energy wave deals physical damage to a single enemy. Oh, just ranged. Got it. Lurin. Chance to infuriate all enemies within range for 2 turns. All enemies directly around her. And cross counter. Okay. Now let's check at the encampment. Let's see. She is a veteran, not an elite. So she can become a Divine Fist. And she can learn Desperate Evasion and Cross Counter. Is that the last one he learns? Yeah. Okay. What about her weapon? She has a rank 1 weapon. She's leather and then jade. Increase weapon, increase evasion. Yeah, I guess evasion and attack would be really the main two here. In fact, we can give her those 2. And I could give her better accuracy, sure. Let's increase Medina's speed. Okay. But I think that's all for tonight. So next time we're gonna fight Patria. But that's all for tonight.
So tomorrow I should be starting Kingdom Hearts 2. Yes, Mario Kart 8's here. With the DLC. But yeah, tomorrow I should be starting Kingdom Hearts 2. But with that being said, have a good night.